Taurus, how are you guys doing? I hope that you're all okay. I'm going to be getting your reading with you today as well. It's really important that I get these dates put across to you guys, but more importantly, you guys need to start understanding what your sun, moon, and risings are, because if you watch all three of your sun, moon, and risings, you'll get more of a broader picture as to who you are rather than just your sun sign, because that is literally giving you like 10% of your identity, when in actual fact, a lot of your identity comes out of your subconscious energy. So it's important to look up your sun, moon, and rising. But what we're going to be doing today is looking up your next impending 4 weeks ahead. For Taurus, you need to know that the full moon in eclipse is in Pisces, which is happening on the 18th of September. And for Taurus particularly, it's about realizing where you fit in, your soul tribe, your soul family, but cutting people out that don't serve you, introducing people into your life that do serve you. So you're going to start to realize who you feel comfortable with, who you can trust, who you've got faith in your life. And that's probably a really beautiful encompassing moment for you guys, because you've got to be brave enough in this 4 weeks to step out of your comfort zone and into like a spotlight of being around other people, influencing other people in some way, shape, or form. And there's a lot of magic that surrounds the Taurus, not only in life but around this Virgo season. Okay, with this being really important for you guys, it's like you need to step into your greatness and don't be just feeling shy to step out. Okay, step out on people. That was 0202, as I just said that as well. So it's important for you to really step into your own sovereignty, and let's see where that takes you guys for the month ahead. Month ahead for Taurus. Month ahead for Taurus. What's the month ahead for Taurus? What's the month ahead for Taurus? Because with earth signs, you guys want to be grounded all of the time, and you probably like to know what's coming next a lot, but it's important sometimes. Look, we've got fertility and stand your ground. So it's like you may be finding that there's a power struggle going on in your life sometimes, or you are finding that your heart is opening massively, but the more that your heart opens, the more that you want to go into solitude, the more you want to run away. So you might find it difficult to step into allowing yourself to feel everything, okay? Because you've overcome some sort of obstacles there. That was at the bottom of the deck, and you've also started to learn some sort of truth here, not only about the universe, but about the chain of thoughts that you've used to hold you back in your life. Taurus, what's coming into Taurus's next 4 weeks? Taurus's next 4 weeks. Taurus's next 4 weeks coming up. Taurus's next 4 weeks. Taurus's next 4 weeks. Again, we've got stand your ground as well. So if you've had to stand up against like a cavalry of different things and people and situations that have had their opinions on how you should be living your life, because of you standing your ground, you've been able to build yourself some fertile soil to be able to build your own life upon, which you desire. So it's all about leaving the naysayers behind, and it's like putting a middle finger up to them, to tell you the honest to God's truth. Let's move into Taurus. What's coming into Taurus's 4 weeks ahead? Taurus's 4 weeks ahead. Taurus's 4 weeks ahead. I'll just get all of these cards out. You've got 3 there. Midheaven, which is the pinnacle. So it's speaking about you guys getting to a place in your life where you're starting to build the life of which you desire, and coming out of the clouds of confusion that sometimes you may have had around you quite a lot. It's like you're building a life of your desire. You might have seen some stuff with family growing up, and really felt like you don't want to be like that, Taurus, when you're older or get to be able to have your own family. And this is the reason why you've had to have a lot of base healing, which is the root chakra, the sacral chakra, and then going into your authenticity, which is the solar plexus. And that is the yellow chakra. When it's lower chakra energies, it's the way that you've been brought up. There's something with the way that you've been brought up and the things that you've seen growing up and the past things that you've gone through, which have created a hell of a lot of confusion in your life. So it's about building sturdy foundations for yourself from now moving forward, Taurus, because you've clearly been through it. I can see the bruiser peeking out, and that's definitely somebody that's been pummeled a little bit by life. So it has them feeling more on a pessimistic side than it does on a side of like virtue, if you get what I mean. But like I said, I feel like you've got a lot of energy around you that is willing for you to do well in your life and get the desires that you guys want. Water. So there's something to do with a water sign, something to do with a person that is emotionally understanding, emotionally mature enough to be able to support you, because that was on the bottom of the deck. But at the same time, it's about you guys getting yourself into a space where you feel like more emotionally stable within yourself, because you're not being placed in situations that are making your emotions feel rocky and up and down, and as I've seen with mid-heaven, confused as well. Mercury. So we've got the astrology of Mercury around you guys. So this is about your communication, about your mentality as well. I can also see with the serpents, it's speaking about not going around in restorative cycles and not submitting yourself to negative thoughts in the weeks ahead, because it's like the light and the dark trying to fight each other, when in actual fact, there's a massive merge in between the light and the dark, but you have to make sure that you are trying to outbeat yourself, especially if you've got two niggling little things in your head speaking one thing and then the other side speaking another. So definitely Mercury is going to be around you guys strongly. Solar flares activate, so you may be finding that you feel like you're going to have wanting to combust almost. It's like feeling so pissed off that if somebody did something wrong right now, you'd be frightened for the way that you probably respond towards them. At the same time, though, it can be speaking about you being very fertile in regards to like thoughts, ideas, what you'd like to bring into your future that's going to be helpful to you and the people around you. Retrograde. So you probably, with retrograde, you're about to be thinking a hell of a lot about the past and what could have been done differently. You're reviewing it all. We'll go deeper in a second, okay? So let's go into the next card, which is Anna, grandmother of Jesus. So this is like laying foundation, seeding a light and having a divine plan. So this is about sticking to those plans, but at the same time being grounded in your approach as to how you're going to achieve these plans. Awakening you're going to be receiving in the next few weeks. Energetic upgrades, a new way of being, and integration. So this to me looks like astral travel as well. As you can see, the person is right above the skies. It's like there's some sort of magic around you guys when it comes into the next 4 weeks. Partnerships and alliances, so you can trust the people around you that you've already been trusting. The people that you've been questioning if you can trust, you probably can't. Obstacles and challenges. This is basically, again, do you see when I said about the magic? These orbs of light are different ancestors that are around you that are helping you get from one end of thinking to another, because there is like this gap here, there's something missing. And because there's something missing, it's like there's great healing that needs to be had to be able to come into completion, okay? What's the next card? A firm foundation. So that's a super beautiful thing again, Taurus. You've got a firm foundation that you're building ahead of you. And yes, you've probably gone through a lot of shit, but you're building a life of which you desire now, and you're going through a massive awakening. That's one thing I will say, because there's so many planets around you, especially after going through like all of this shit. Like, if you love somebody, fight for them. Even the bravest feel fear. So like I said, there's some sort of heart opening stuff going on here that's probably making you feel a little bit like you would prefer to run than run into it because of how you felt in the past. But yeah, through your fear, you need to be opening up even more, and that will help you, Taurus. Obviously, opening up to the right people. Kathmandu, this came up in somebody else's. If you have a sun, moon, and rising, you'll find out if it's actually in there. But yeah, winners don't always come first. Speak up, every person counts. But it says every meow counts. I'm just translating it to sense. You don't have to be able to bark to be the top dog. So you may be a catalyst. You may be like a part of an engine of something when it comes down to work, a relationship, but you are behind the scenes and you are just as instrumental as other people. So you could be in a family situation and you might be like parenting one of your sisters or brothers' children, but that child looks at you like a second parent or something, and because of that, that's where your reward comes from, that you're happy and humble enough to be in the background, but at the same time be instrumentally energizing and helping the people around you. Composting, like for Taurus, that's super sick because it's an earth sign. Decomposing energetic cards. This is getting rid of things that are not serving you anymore, but this month ahead is when this actually comes into play for you guys. So that's actually super poignant for your journey moving forward, because you're clearly going through a massive transition. Moon shroom, healing old brain patterns. So there's definitely some way that you've been thinking about things that's not helpful towards your growth, and because of it not being helpful towards your growth, you're probably needing to dig a little bit deeper as to why you think that some of your thoughts are actually proper thoughts, things that are helpful to your growth, things that are going to see you into really harmonious places with the people around you. Okay, so let's go deeper. Okay, with Mercury, we're going into the communication skills. Because of you going through things in the past, as we can see, you see when Bruiser's here, look at Bruiser. Now if I turn to the direction Bruiser's in, I'll find that it's my left eye that is bruised here. There is something with regards to female friends or past relationships with females if you're a man, past relationships with females if you are a girl. Regardless whether this is friendships or love relationships, you have been battered when it comes down to those types of relationships and the ways that these people can be. As we can see, it's directly underneath partnerships and alliances. So that could be conducive to relationships. But like I said, you could also make an alliance with a best friend. It could be to do with that too. But either way, somebody's always fucked up how you have viewed them in the first place. And because of them doing that, it's really made you lose trust in people. So your communication is something in the 4 weeks that you're going to want to be looking at like deeply to gain an understanding as to how you should be communicating with people, because there's a negative and a positive side to how you communicate, which can get you adverse effects from people around you. So it's important for you to be truthful to yourself and those around you without them having to have an outburst on you or you having a negative adverse effect towards them. So with Mercury, That's what this is speaking about. How are you communicating with people? Your solar flares, okay? So this is conducive to like understanding there's a lot of planets aligning with you. And because these planets are aligning, it's bringing you into a change. And this change is coming in thick and fast with solar flares, okay? So the mood might be restless in the 4 weeks coming forward, Taurus. But what's happening with you is you going into a transition, okay? It's not a time to be quiet, it's a time to be fast on your feet. So if your mind's thinking one way, you need to make sure that the actions are actually conducive to that as well. It's energy towards the sun as well. So it's about revolutionary change from past habits, past ways of thinking about things. And you've got to think about yourself and what you build. It's like turning into, if I'm honest with you, if you've had any sorts of relationships, it's about turning it into a permanent thing for you because of you reviewing and analyzing things so much. This side of you with the Mercury is drawing you in towards your retrograde, which is asking you to stop your normal patterns of your life and take a break from the way that you've thought about things in the past. It's about reconnecting with yourself. You've got to address the unfinished business that have happened in your life, because without you addressing it, it's something that's restorative that goes round and around, but it's almost like a toxicity that's attached itself to you that needs to be decomposed, because that's why composting's here, decomposing energetic cords and healing old brain patterns. So like I said, there's something around you that has dictated the way that you think and how you have gone about things, okay? So it's like, it's not the time to be picking at old scars, reminiscing about things that brought out like painful situations for you. It's like if you're looking for an emotional charge, you're not going to get it from that place. So it's like you've been there and you've done that. You've already been through certain things in your life that might have hurt your heart in the past, but revisiting it is definitely what's keeping this gaping hole open and keeping these like angry balls of energy within you. And until they are decomposed and actually cut properly, and you've healed the old way that you used to think or still think, you're going to be finding that you end up in a situation that's not going to be helpful for you, because it's only going to repel other people from being around when they feel like all you do is like review things from retrograde energy. Look up retrograde energy and you'll understand where I'm coming from, okay? Your partnerships and your alliances that are in your life are trustworthy, but at the same time, as we can see for my female Tauruses that I'm reading for at the moment, you may find that there's a masculine around you that have done a few little things to you that have made you lose trust in them. And the reason that that's happened is because of you going through some sort of painful past with them. This has happened because you're being tested by the universe as to what your levels of comprehension are. Are you revisiting the old rather than going across these obstacles and building yourself a firm foundation? Energetically, you're going through some energetic upgrades. So this is the reason why you're probably going to be going into the retrograde energy, and you're going to be receiving some messages from your ancestors up above. This could be via astral projection as well, because that's the reason why the person's up in the air. You may be finding that there's a grandmother that's up in spirit that contacts you as well during this period of time, because they're trying to give you the messages to elevate you out of a darker frequency into a higher frequency and continue to build your firm foundation from all of this tumultuous energy that you have gone through in the past. You may feel, with regards to your anger, you might feel like you see some people that you are less than fond of, but it's very important that you don't get into it with these people. You can see here with Bruiser and Kathmandu that, and then on top of it with the moon shroom, you guys might be even taking mushrooms, you know, it might be something to do with that. But yeah, don't divulge into getting into arguments with these people. It's not actually going to get you anywhere, and don't have a fight with them either. It's probably best for you to just back off and make sure that you're looking after yourself, because these people are just gutter rats. And when they behave like gutter rats, you should leave them right there in the gutter. Okay? So Mercury for Taurus. So for your month ahead, you're going to be gaining massive clarity. This is coming from like the spiritual side of things. If you look, you'll see the cloud and the hand. So you're getting a lot of clarity in the month ahead of you guys about the high priestess. It also can be about things that you have chosen to stay silent about. And then we've got strength under the deck here, which can be speaking about having egoic thoughts, but it can also be speaking about the fire sign energy. That's predominantly Leo, okay? So there's some sort of truth that you will be getting about that situation in your life, but it doesn't have to be a Leo. It can actually be just the simple fact that it's about a courageous energy where you have to overcome your ego to be able to master yourself. Okay, keep going over the Ace of Swords for Mercury for my Taurus. Ten of Swords, see? So you've definitely been stabbed in the back. You're probably going through an emotionally sad time, because the Five of Cups is like feeling like everybody's hunky-dory over there, whilst you are over here feeling depressed about being separated from people and things being taken away from you that you feel you wish you had. It can also be speaking about feeling like the family's over there and you're over here, okay? Or a mother energy's over there and you're over here. So there might be an element of separation in the next 4 weeks coming forward with regards to that. What you're doing here, Taurus, in the month ahead is pulling those swords out of your back. Ten of Swords is like the most painful card that there can be, because this can be when somebody's put you through mental conflict, and Mercury is about your mental health. The swords are about your mental health. So you're pulling these swords out of your back, and you go into transition into a place in your life where you are highly protected, but you're realizing that sometimes you've been treated in a way that may be less than desirable to how you would like to be treated. Next 4 weeks for solar flares for Taurus. Next 4 weeks, solar flares. Yeah, so you're probably going to be finding as well that you're spending some time with families, but at the same time, this can be speaking about children as well, and feeling slightly confused when it comes down to like some friendships too. You may find that there's a friend that rustles you up a little bit, Taurus, to make you feel a little bit like you want to tell them about the clat, but you may feel like you're having to pull yourself back from being able to do that. This can also be speaking about feeling a little bit of a distance between yourself and a younger one, like a child in some way, shape or form. So you may hear something about a child that makes you slightly angry. Solar flares for Taurus and the month impending. What about the month coming up for Taurus? Month coming up for Taurus. The month coming up for Taurus. Wow, that was a lot. Okay. Yep, again, Three of Swords reversed. This is about removing the sabotage that was put into your life, and this could have been by family members. It can also be by people that are trying to pretend that they're like these do-gooders of the universe, when in actual fact, they're the dog hearts that have put you in a position where they felt like they've put you in really confusing, shitty places in your life, and you're tipping out your cup of love for them. But you have contemplated a few times, like, what was that all about? Being in a meditative state would really help you guys from feeling this juggling energy of not knowing what you're supposed to be doing, because with the Three of Swords reversed being there, it's about like healing the heartache and the pain that you've gone through, because your mind may be continuously going around and round in circles with the energy of why me, why did this happen? Okay. You may have also found that you're not doing as much hardcore partying anymore. You're probably in a place of your life where you wanting to be a little bit more quiet and you wanting to spend time with yourself rather than going out. Next 4 weeks ahead, you may find with you getting into this meditative state, it really helps you to put like some sort of honest view of yourself and honest views of people around you, so you can get into a place then of like, right, what's next for me? What can I do to keep building my firm foundation because I've overcome this obstacle? Retrograde for Taurus. Oh, retrograde for Taurus and their month ahead. Taurus and their month ahead. Tell me more about retrograde for Taurus and their month ahead. Bottom of the deck, we've got the 9 of Cups, okay? Then we've got the Page of Pentacles, so there's some sort of business that you're thinking of starting or something that you're reviewing before you start to do this. The Temperance as well, so this is keeping yourself emotionally stable. And then we've got the Empress reversed, okay? So when we're talking about these different types of cards here, with the Temperance, it's speaking about getting yourself into a place of balance because you probably felt like you're not in a lot of balance with what's gone on in your life. You've been emotionally pulled from here to there. That's what that's basically saying. And because of that, you need some balance in your life because your nervous system may be a little bit topsy-turvy, okay? You may find as well with the Empress, with the Empress reversed, right? This can be speaking about you getting into a place in your life where you're feeling a little bit like, it's almost like getting into a place in your life where you feel like you should have been nurtured more than you actually was, but then it's about turning that energy in and nurturing yourself. You might be feeling a little bit like you're in a place of your life where everything feels a little bit brand new, and you've got to make your self-love and your self-care a priority and bring in loving energy as a focus towards yourself, but the people around you as well, because there's a higher vibration calling you guys to be able to have a stronger connection with yourself. You need to make sure that you're spending your time out as well. Try to visit the woods, a beach, it's something, a park or a garden. It's about breathing. At the same time, it can be speaking about your body image as well. So are you your biggest critic when it comes to how you look or the shape of your body? So you've got to learn to love your body again and give thanks for all of the lumps, the bumps, the curves, and rediscover your beauty that you have inside and out. You may also find though that there's like a relationship with like a mother figure here that you're needing to tip this feeling of emotional instability away from yourself from, because you may be finding that you're holding some sort of feelings in your heart and in your mind when it comes down to a mother here. It's like a mother figure that when it's not upright, it can be somebody that did things in an unconventional way, a person that's done things in, you might look at it as like a selfish way, but the mum might look at it as, I did the best I could do with the tools that I had for that time and period, okay? This can be speaking about like your dissatisfaction and working on your inner happiness, okay? Your materialistic waves of how you look at things, can you turn that around to being things that come from the heart? And if you've been around somebody that's given you all of this negative understanding about people, then do you want to divulge into feeling a part of that, or do you want to break the cords to it and elevate? That's what you've got to ask yourself, okay? Let's go into Anna. Let's go into the seeding of light, divine foundations. What sort of foundations are they building? Right, so we've got the King of Wands reversed, and we've got the 10 of Wands reversed. We've also got the 2 of Swords, and then we've got the Queen of Cups at the bottom, which is water signs. You may be quite defensive when it comes down to like somebody around here This person is sitting on the fence with regards to what to do or what this is going to achieve. You may find that it's like you've got to drop the burdens. That's what this is when it's coming to the reverse of them, because this is dropping a weight that's on your shoulders that you've allowed to keep staying on your shoulders. So the more that you keep it there, the more you're going to find that it's affecting and bleeding out into your life. And that's why you have to make the changes. Because with the King of Wands reversed as well, it can be speaking about aggressive ways, aggressive goals, having high expectations, but at the same time, take the burden off yourself and take the burden off other people, because it's not their fault this situation has gone and almost constructed the way that your mind looks at things. And it's going to bring you to a place of personal direction in your life. So rather than sitting on the fence and feeling like you can't see what's coming into the future, you need to work harder on making sure that you drop in all of these dirty tactics that have been played against you in the past, because an energetic upgrade is definitely like on its way towards Taurus in the next 4 weeks, and you need to be in a certain position to be able to accept that, because you're going to be letting some emotion out, most definitely. Look, you're even laid down here. So it's like you're definitely going to be thinking a lot about your childhood. That's what I've just got in my head. But you're going to have a grandmother around you massively throughout your processes of feeling like you're tipping out emotion, and you're looking at what a good mother looks at with regards to how you view things. But you have to let go of these burdens to be able to accept the partnerships and alliances that have been offered to you. Okay, let's go into awakening. A new way of being for Taurus. What's this awakening card for Taurus? Six of Cups, definitely. It's your way. It's basically your childhood. It's thinking about your childhood. It's thinking about having a sweet nature, where that sweet nature actually went. When you felt innocent, when you was around other people and you gave them the purest version of yourself, you're going to go back to that place to start healing from the King of Swords, which is basically you feeling a little bit like you found it hard to come out of a cycle where you felt like you're a very rigid, stubborn person. That can even be a cold person, but it's because of like being locked away from family, feeling like you've been left out from family and always shut out in the cold, and then you're having to start your life over again, be active in starting your life over again. And there's only so much determination a person can have when they've got to start from scratch all over again. So you've had some sort of growth from childhood coming into like the King of Swords, but as you can see with the Six of Cups, this is speaking about having like a childish it's revisiting childhood memories, but all of this innocence that you used to have, all of this joy that you used to have within yourself, and what you used to spill out on other people that you loved and cared about, to now being in the King of Swords, which is like using your authority as your power, using your logic ability as your power and not your emotions. So it's like you're seeking a truth for yourself, but at the same time kind of misusing your power in being a little bit cold and logical. It's like you're going to be able to perceive the truth as well, and the limiting behaviors that you have that keep you limited in your life and keep you in a position of a lack of growth, and you're not able to heal a part of you that's continued to go around and around in circles. And until you visit this side of you, you're going to find that it's a little bit difficult for you to be able to get further with it. Okay, if this is anything to do with like you getting into a mental space of clarity and remembering your past, this is the perfect time in the next 4 weeks, because you're going to be doing that, Taurus, most definitely. Let's go towards the 4 firm foundations. Yeah, wow, Devil reversed. this is quite self-explanatory, but you are going to be getting rid of your ego. You're going to be getting rid of the toxic connections, the toxic vibrations that you've had, to the point where it's controlled your thoughts, where you felt very egoic, very controlled by people that have tried to show you that they were pure, when in actual fact there's like devil energy there. So you are removing any sort of attachments and connections that you've had to anything that's toxic. That could be getting over drugs, that can be getting over like people that have had toxic behaviors and patterns. Like this could actually be representative. The strength card can be representative of somebody that was around you, that was not good, because especially if they've come out with the devil next to it, it's like you're building a firmer foundation away from things that don't serve you anymore. It's like releasing these limiting beliefs that you have. You're exploring like anything that people have tried to say that you are. You're now exploring, understanding, I wasn't the toxic person. This was the toxic person. This was the situation. And you're releasing the self-limiting beliefs. You'll be releasing yourself from like drug patterns, drinking patterns, having a level of detachment as well from things that you felt very chained to, that you couldn't actually remove yourself from. In the next 4 weeks, you're going to find that a lot more easier. What are the obstacles and challenges that Taurus have to get over in the next 4 weeks? Obstacles and challenges that Taurus need to be getting over. Being defensive. Being defensive, and you've got to get yourself to a place of feeling more emotional stability, rather than feeling like somebody's going to come and tip your boat out at some point. You've got to get over feeling like you have to be on the attack mode. That would be the best thing for you guys, Taurus, most definitely. Let's go deeper. Yeah, and your obstacle and challenges are some of the people around you as well. So some of those people around you may be people that like to drink or do things that are not good for them, and it's almost like you're revisiting the past. But you will be helping those people who were your friends with the 3 of Cups to come, like, see themselves, see what their best versions of themselves are. But like I said, don't take on too many people's burdens, because you're going to find yourself inundated with more shit to heal when you've already been trying to heal this. So your obstacle and challenges is to not drink. Your obstacles and challenges are to abstain from that. Don't be defensive towards people. What else is the obstacle and challenges for Tauruses? Wow, not fighting with family. Not fighting with family, especially when they've been narcissistic, they've been liars. This can also be somebody that you felt like they've put you in a competitive place, especially with it being next to the devil reversed. It's like somebody's made you feel like you should compete for their attention in some way, shape or form. Your obstacle and your challenge is to come out of being in fight or flight into feeling like you are comfortable, you are building a firm foundation, and you're coming away from things that don't serve you anymore. And these narcissistic people may be watching you, but at the same time, they can't touch you, okay? Look out for messages coming from people as well. Somebody around you or you yourself might not be able to sleep. You may be needing the courage as well to make sure that you are not controlled by how these people choose to make you think. At the same time, there's like emotional wishes and fulfillments coming towards you in the next 4 weeks, where there's like a brand new beginning for how you look at things, and you will be putting a depth to things that don't serve you anymore, especially if it was non-reciprocal. And some of that may even be to do with like family and stuff like that. This is like coming away from feeling like you have to be determined to find the answers to things, and finally surrendering. I'll just see if I get anything for the bruiser. Okay, what's the bruiser for Taurus? What's the bruiser for Taurus and their month coming in? The bruiser for Taurus and their month coming in. The bruiser. Yeah, so there's somebody around you, like there you are at the bottom of the deck with the King of Pentacles. So there's somebody around you that is like vulnerable in their way, right? You may have felt battered by life in the past, but the star comes into your life when it's like a divinely sent energy, a divinely sent like person, you connecting with your own divinity at the same time. But as this person's been sent in, you need to have hope and faith and a renewal of understanding that you don't have to always fight people. You don't have to be in a fighting energy. You can and you are allowed to be loved, but first you have to accept yourself and you have to accept what you bring to the table, and you need to pour out things, people, energies and situations that don't serve you anymore, because that's what's holding you back. With the star card, the person around you may be very gifted as well. You may have a friend around you that's really gifted. You may have like a person around you that's in the spirit world that is helping you to come out of this vulnerable place and into a place where you actually feel held by spirit, you feel held by life, rather than feeling like you've been abandoned in some way and you now have to pick up the pieces. Sometimes people coming out of your life can be a fucking blessing and not a hindrance, but at the same time, I do remember like in my own life when I was coming away from negativity, whether I was the negative person or whether they were the negative people makes no difference. What difference was that I still saw it for what it was. I saw what was going on and I had to help myself to come away from it. And then I had to be conscious enough to understand that I could then be making other people feel the way that I used to feel, because that's the test. You've got to make sure that you are very self-conscious, very focused on how you're coming across as well, because sometimes when you've been around particular people, they can almost infect you. Okay, so what star signs do they need to look out for, Taurus? What star signs do they need to look out for, Taurus? What star signs do they need to look out for? What star signs do Tauruses need to be looking out for? What star signs do Tauruses need to be looking out for? Right, so we've got the bottom of the deck, that's a Capricorn. When it's underneath the deck, that's somebody that's tried to like see if they can slither away and not be noticed in the first place. Then we've got the Gemini here, so look out for Geminis. Jupiter, okay, so when we're speaking about Jupiter, we're talking about Sagittarius is here. Neptune, this is Pisces. This is Pisces energy. The moon, right? The moon is Cancer energy. So these people are going to be like a blessing or a hindrance, basically. Uranus, okay? So with Uranus, this is Aquarius energy. And then you've got Pisces again, okay? So just remember, these are the star signs that you're looking out for, and some of them may be the cause of things and some of them may be the healer of things, but these are the star signs that you're looking out for that will be quite important to you following 4 weeks coming up. Let's get Taurus some guidance for the 4 weeks ahead. Guidance for Taurus for the 4 weeks ahead. Guidance for Taurus in the 4 weeks ahead. Okay, got enough there. What sort of guidance do Taurus need for the next 4 weeks ahead? What guidance do Taurus need in the next 4 weeks ahead? Taurus, Taurus, Taurus. Oh, fucking hell. Let's put all these back, because I don't think that that's a wise idea to put every single one of these out. That's a bit too much. These were out there already. We'll have one more shuffle once I've put all these back together, guys. on, like, if I would have read all of them cards, you would have felt like you were fucking here all year. Taurus. Any more guidance for their 4 weeks ahead? There we go. Any more guidance? Oh. Can I have some more guidance for Taurus for 4 weeks ahead of them? 4 weeks ahead for Taurus. 4 weeks ahead for Taurus. Oh, fucking hell. Let's put these ones away. You guys are getting them out left, right, and centre. So it's like Spirit are really trying to communicate with you guys. So you might want to meditate. We did see the Four of Swords before, though. Taurus, 4 weeks ahead. Taurus. Right, okay, that's enough. Bottom of the deck. Don't accept apologies without changed behaviour. So you might be finding that people are reaching out to you, trying to apologise for the way that they've chosen to treat you. Be careful of how acceptant you are of these apologies if these people are some of the people that have put you in those energetic frequencies of feeling like you're in fight or flight. That's the best way to put it, okay? Speak your truth, even if your voice shakes. So you may find it difficult to be able to speak what your truth is, but make sure that you're fighting that fear and you're speaking how you feel anyway, because those that matter don't mind, and those that mind, they don't matter. Happy, rappy, try this. Maybe this is something that is calling to you in your life. It really helps people who suffer with like mental health and feeling like they don't know what to do in their life and their situation. At the same time, it also aligns you if you're a person that's going through massive life changes like it seems to be with you guys. The more that you do try with Rapé, you notice that you get a mental clarity, but it's not before burning your brain out. It feels a little bit like it's burning when you take it, but I've taken it for such a long time. I'm still getting the burn when I take it. So that should show you it's really helpful when you are a person that's very productive towards your own growth. This is a test. So you're going to be finding that you are going through tests in your impending weeks. Try not to fail those tests. What are their intentions with you? So you may be asking somebody what their intentions are when it comes down to you. What are you suppressing inside? These are questions you want to ask yourself. Your body needs healing. So you want to be reaching out to your local healer or somebody that you trust. If you're wanting to book in, you're welcome to in the description box down below. If it's not me that you're thinking of, then get in touch with the healer that did come to your mind. 444, you're in alignment. Everything is good in your life. But at the same time, with you creating this stability, you may feel slightly unstable, especially if you are in the mental place of fight or flight. They don't take rejection well. So somebody around you or somebody in your energy, which I've said you've got to like start looking into who is still in your energy that you may not even notice that's in your energy. This proves that they are in some way, shape or form because you have rejected them and they aren't taking that shit well. It's an inside job. So whatever's going on has been happening more integral than what you thought. Get out of my head. Somebody's in your head all of the time, whether you like to deny it or whether you want to admit it. The facts are that it wouldn't be coming out in this reading if it wasn't true. So maybe you need to admit these things to yourself to be able to heal from it, so you don't actually keep on denying it and push people away from you that believe what you're saying, when in actual fact it's like you're lying to yourself. Especially because it's all here, you can see. When did you last have a dream? If you did have a dream, what was that dream? If you haven't had dreams, Tauruses, there's a reason behind that, and that might be the reason that you're being asked to try happy. Okay. I wish I had your balls. Someone around you is a hater, and if it's not around you, they're in your energy. Like I've said, they are a hater because you're able to do some things that they wouldn't have the balls to be able to do. And as we've said, balls, it's like someone that's not got the energy or the brazen neck to be able to do what's good for them in their life, so they choose to judge you and your life. Okay. Have some you time. Make sure that you're spending some time to yourself. A Capricorn, again, a Capricorn came out in the other. So a Capricorn is definitely on this inside job here. They've had something to do with what's happened in your life. You are loved so much you can't see it. You're not going to be able to see it because you've got something else in your mind, and this is the reason why it's important. If you're feeling like you are not loved, there's something wrong here, because as the card's stating, you are, but you've got too much bullshit in your mind to be able to pay attention to it, and that can be disconstructive to your own growth and to the blessings that could come into your life, because those blessings won't come in if that's how it is, type of thing. You need to know that within yourself. Even I've known that it's very unhealthy to keep past things retortively in your mind, because when you are loved in a way that you want to be loved, you won't be able to see it because you'll be too busy thinking about the past all of the time. 639 hertz, that's going to be really important for you as a frequency to be listening to. And Aries is important here in some way, shape or form. You do have a bright future if you choose to accept your future. An STI, somebody's got an STI around you and that serves their asses right. It's probably a fake friend that's got the STI, which could be a Capricorn or it could be an Aries, but it's definitely someone around you that's envious of the balls that you have and how you can handle your life. So yeah, there's definitely some shit going on around you guys. You might actually find it funny that this person's going through having an STI, but you may hear about it as well moving forward. They are guilty by association. So the people that have done you dirty, they are around people that are not good for them and probably say, I'm not like them, when in actual fact, they're probably like the catalyst of those people, because you are the company that you keep. And if you're choosing to be around certain people, then obviously you must be of the same kind. You are finding your soul tribe. So you've come here on this earth to find the people that are good for you. With you being in fight or flight, though, it's like it's time to change that frequency and heal these old brain patterns that you have that are disconstructive to your growth. Your spiritual gifts are really freaking them out. So somebody around you is highly freaked out by the things that you can sense, what you intuitively know, and the things that you say are going to happen. It tends to happen. This is freaking them out. Sometimes happiness looks like minding your business, telling people no and doing you. So if you do find that people are reaching out towards you, you're going to be the master of how you're going to handle whatever that is, or whoever that is that reaches out towards you. But make sure that you are going towards your happiness for yourself. Think about what makes you happy and go towards that, keeping all of these things in mind. Things are going so well, don't mess up a good thing. As we can see here, it's like, get out of my head. It's like, if you don't change some of the ways that your mind is controlling you to think, then this can mess up something that's good for you. At the same time, it's like, you need to be accountable for what you could be messing up, for the sake of you choosing to be strong-minded about what's happened. We are losing that spark. So if you feel like you're losing a spark with a loved one, it's time to reignite it in some way, because obviously flames don't burn forever. There's got to be two people putting in the same amount of work as the other, and if it feels slightly disbalanced, it's going to feel like the spark is going out between you and that person. You are loved for the way that you handle things, so you are appreciated for the person that you are. Being friends with the wrong people can put you in bad situations. So yeah, I hope that that's been helpful to my Tauruses. Let me know how that's related for you. I'm sending you guys buckets of love, and I hope that your next 4 weeks go as magical as these cards are saying. So yeah, sending you buckets of love. Take care, and I will see you guys soon. Bye bye.